What is going on, everybody? A quick turnaround on Fight Island UFC Fight Night. Kattar versus Inch. This is going to be a good fight, fireworks type of fight. Very excited for this one. Excited for a bunch of you that tailed me. 8-0 last card, UFC 251. Very awesome night for myself. Exciting night for a lot of you that tailed as well. If you didn't, sucks to be you guys, but especially for those big parlay players, I always advise not to play parlays if you want to win long term. Obviously, with a night like that, it's going to be great. I know a lot of you messaged me with your parlay winnings, and I'm happy you guys cashed. But just remember, guys, long term, try to keep it as straight bets. We're obviously going to have nights like this, big nights where we cash in on, perfect cards. I think I have 3 or 4 perfect cards in the last 2 months. So, you can always try to cash on these big parlays. You don't have to put as much units when you're playing large size parlays. So, hopefully you guys tailed there. If you didn't, I'm not too sure what you guys are waiting for. Let's look at that updated record. 31-9, guys. 31-9 since posting plays for you guys. 77%. Okay, 31-9, 77%. 11-6 on parlays. 11-6 on parlays. Let's do a little recap of UFC 251. Starting out here, big shout out to Petr Yan, who looked great in there. Versus a legend and Aldo. Obviously, Aldo's on the wrong side of his prime, but still very impressive fighter. Engaged, looks great, in good shape. Just couldn't handle the power of Petr Yan and his boxing skills. I hated seeing that fight going that long. Very unnecessary punishment. I was yelling at the TV, "Ref, stop the fight! Stop the fight!" It was hard to watch, especially it being Aldo on the ground taking that punishment. Should have stopped about a minute earlier. So definitely Jan's going to be very tough to beat. I don't see anyone really taking his title from him anytime soon. I think Sterling is a pretty good matchup for him, though. I think Sterling does get the next shot, and I think it's a good matchup, especially if he can use his wrestling and submission skills. Does it again, guys. He continues to dominate fights with his boring style, but it works for him, so why wouldn't he, right? Especially when he knew he had the clear advantage there. Who's going to take the belt from this guy? I don't see anyone clearly, at least. I think Burns does have a good shot. He should get the next chance sometime, early fall. It wouldn't be fair to him. Especially he got COVID, so he has to go fight someone else like a Leon Edwards or Kobe. I don't see that. So I do think Burns gets a next shot. I think it's a good matchup for Burns. I think he does have a chance to win that. Fortunately, Leon Edwards gets screwed in this, and I think he needs to be active. If he's not going to get the next shot, let's say that the fight happens in September, October, Burns and Usman. When's Leon Edwards shot? So Leon Edwards is going to have to fight. Maybe a Colby, maybe a Masvidal. He's going to have to get in there and fight someone, in my opinion. That Max and Volk fight, I thought Max took the fight. 3-2. I'm happy, I guess he didn't, because I did have value on him. I did have the money on Volk to go to the decision, but I love Max, right? Great guy. Everyone loves the guy. But, you can also say it was so close that the champ keeps the belt, right? Definitely a tough one for Max. I don't see him getting another title shot anytime soon after losing both fights. Not taking anything away from Volk. He adapted impressively to win the later rounds. That's what champions do, right? He also carrying the 3rd longest MMA winning streak. That's MMA, not UFC. It's MMA combined, UFC and outside of UFC. I think next up should be the Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie talking shit on Instagram. Not too sure if you guys seen that. He said it was shameful that Volk is the championship of his division. So hopefully this fight does happen. We need Korean Zombie to be active and possibly fight soon. Quick shout out to Thug Rose, looked great in her return. Close fight. I thought Jessica was game, showed her toughness, and she had a chance to win that fight. But Rose was able to take that off, finish that fight quick to the end, be able to jab, stick. Her movement's unbelievable. Love to see her against Wei Li as the next fight for the championship. And the man of the night, my pick of the night, the new and the most exciting guy in the 205 division, Prochaska, the Czech sensation. How fun was that fight? His kung fu style, very unorthodox, which looked a bit wild, and I was a little worried at first. He was getting hit a bit, so I always think, how would that hold up versus top 5 in the division and against another fighter? I guess we'll see. But goddamn, it was a fun fight. I knew he was going to knock out Ozdemir. Definitely was the sharp play of the night for me. We got him at plus 300 on the TKO and the win plus 140. So definitely exciting to see that fight come through. Let's get right into this card, guys. Don't like much here. I never force plays, which is a big reason why I'm successful doing this. So I am going to have a few plays for you guys. Obviously, I'll go over the main event where I have a couple plays, and we'll leave you with a parlay and a lean. Let's get right into it. Kattar opened up at minus 250. That's personally when I got some action in. It moved to around minus 330 on some sites, 337. The value here, though, would be Kattar minus 120 on the KO. And I'm going to be jumping on the over 2.5 rounds at minus 150. This is an exciting fight, guys. Scheduled for 5 rounds. Kattar 21-4. Coming off a KO versus Jeremy Stephens. Definitely looked impressive in that fight. That was an exciting fight. We all knew it was just going to be a stand-up affair. He did look good versus Zabit in the later rounds. If that fight was 5 rounds, I personally think he could have won that fight. I think Kattar, he does excel later in the fight. Excellent boxing. I think he definitely has the best boxing in this division. Jiu-Jitsu only a blue belt. I'll get into where Danny could maybe exploit him there. But, obviously Kattar's going to look to bang in this fight. It's going to be a striking type of fight. I think Danny will stand up as well. So, also, I really like how Kattar wants to be very active. He wants to fight all the time. A lot of guys in this division aren't. Training camp, no issues. No issues with the COVID that I'm hearing. And it looks like he's really enjoying himself on the island. Looks comfortable. Looks relaxed. So yeah, that's a little breakdown on Kattar here. Danny coming off a close decision versus Barbosa. I thought Barbosa won it, but hey, it was very close. When you leave it to the judges, you know what can happen. A 6-fight winning streak that he is on right now. Good striker. Black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I think Danny should try and get this fight to the ground. Use his black belt in this one. That's my... That's what I think, and is my opinion on the way he could win this fight. He does have a chance to win this fight. I'm not saying, Kattar 100% lock. But I think Danny could try him to the ground, use his skills there. We obviously do know that, Kattar is the better striker. He does have the power, obviously, to KO him. And I do think the value bet would be with the KO. I'm not going to be laying, the minus 337. Neither guy has recorded 5-round fight in their career, so I don't see this going to the distance. However, I see it going past the 2.5 rounds, so I'm going to be on that with the KO later for Kattar, maybe in the 4th or 5th. Kattar does get better in the later rounds, as I mentioned earlier, so it should be a lot of big and heavy strikes. That's why I don't see it going 5. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a 2-fight outcome parlay. Getting creative here, taking more of a chance. We are going to be on Shore minus 163 as a KO, and Modestas Bukakas, probably said that wrong, but I gave it a shot, minus 110 on the KO. Shore is a minus 800 favorite. He's going to win this fight. Okay, I just don't think it's going to go 3. So we are going to get the better number on minus 163 for him to finish. He has finished 4 of his last fights. Modestas this fight, there's no way it goes 3. These guys are going to come out banging. They're heavy strikers. Both guys will be throwing heavy. So I'm going to take the Cage Warrior champion, still young, only 25, first fighter out of Lithuania, first ever. He does seem very excited for this, has been training hard, have been following him on the social media platforms. So you're going to get this parlay at plus 208, plus 208 for this larger parlay here, taking more of a chance. I do like it here, being creative for you guys. I'll leave you guys with a lean. I am going to be on Tim Elliott at minus 125. I think Tim has been looking to get back in there after that tough loss last time out, I think about 2 or 3 months ago. And I think he should grind a win over here versus a smaller guy in Benoit. Both, he is a wrestler, Benoit, but I think Elliott will be able to get him to the ground and win it there. Maybe it could go with all three. More of a grind out win for Tim Elliott. But this is a lean and not an official play. No value bet on the card for this card, guys. I didn't find any real value. I'll be back Thursday with my predictions for the Saturday card. So enjoy a midweek card. Always fun to midweek. Back on Fight Island. And like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Take care.